Life's best moments are best captured by photography and video. You may ask, why photography and video? Because if a photo is worth 1,000 words, video is worth 1,000,000. And GPS photography and video will leave you speechless. GPS specializes in weddings, sports, fitness, and so much more. Book your next shoot today at 910-257-0526 or gpsphotoandvideo.com.
Welcome to the Amazon's podcast. I'm Glenn Young, owner of Amazon's fitness magazine, Celebrate the Female Physique. Subscribe to amazonsfitmag.com. The podcast is brought to you by Maximus Posing Suits. Celebrate your inner warrior, custom competition suits for victory on every stage. And of course, GPS photography and video. Why photography and video? Because if a photo is worth 1,000 words, video is worth 1,000,000. gpsphotoandvideo.com. My guest is an IFBB Figure Pro. She is a brand ambassador for Blackstone Labs. She is a trained lifestyle coach. Jenn Aguirre.
Yes.
Pretty good. All right, there you go. We
Yeah.
rolling.
Yes.
Got to give you a good intro. And so thanks for joining me. I've been watching you for a while, seeing your workouts, some of the workouts you've done with Chelsea Dion, and of course your YouTube channel. Got some great stuff over there.
Thank
and
you.
Of course, I read your bio, did a little research on you, and I gotta ask, when's the book coming out?
So I just people have been saying that for years, throughout the past 14 years that me and my ex-husband have owned our studio. We've hired business coaches, and they have constantly said that I should write a book. I actually attempted to start it at one point. Now that I'm divorced, I just feel like there are things I'll talk about in here, and I'll talk about publicly, but I don't know if I want to put certain things in writing. So, but I don't know, because I just hired a new marketing team, and they're really trying to encourage me to do that, but we'll see.
But yeah, because after looking through and reading through some of the stuff you've gone through, and like, this will be a great inspiration for someone out there that's struggling. And so it's a great story that you have. You know, I hate that you went through all this, but it's a great story to tell.
And that's what I want to do. Like, ultimately, I want to teach people how to get out of their own way, that just because, and just to tell them, I left home when I was 16. I was raped. I was molested. I was beaten. I had a nervous breakdown at 23 years old. I'm going to be 47. I checked myself into a psych ward. I was there for 7 days, and then I got out and started ultimately what led to that is I was trying to please everyone. And that's why I don't really care what anybody says about me. And literally got my certification, started working the front desk at New York Sports Club, and then was a trainer within like 3 months. I had 6 certifications within the first 6 months. And that's it. I was a trainer there for 4 years, moved to California in 2005, was a trainer for 11 months, then a fitness manager for 4 years. And then my ex-husband and I own our own studio for the past 14 years. Within the first 8 months, I had a client that was 49 during menopause that lost over 100 pounds, and her sister in Texas wanted to coach with me. So that's when I started doing online coaching in 2010.
And you know, it's great, the stuff that you're doing and the inspiration that you are, but you are an entrepreneur. You are a gym owner with your ex-husband. You are divorced. So you co-parent and you own a business. How does that work? Because normally divorce, it doesn't go down like that.
Well, I mean, so first of all, both of us are very like, I'm not saying that anybody that doesn't have a good dynamic with their ex isn't mature, but like at the end of the day, I don't think that there are enough parents that put their kids before anything. And for my ex-husband and I, it's all about the kids, mental health, both of them. So my first son is biologically mine, and he's a straight A student. He 10 years undefeated in Muay Thai. He started doing that stuff when he was 3.5. He now is doing wrestling, and when he's not wrestling, he's in the off season of wrestling. He's doing powerlifting. And then my second son is adopted, full Indian and autistic, also high honor roll the last 2 semesters. And then he does like coding classes and he likes soccer and stuff. So at the end of the day, it's like my son's autism and both of my kids' academics and their sports. Those are the things that are more important. And when you have a broken home or negativity or parents that speak negatively about the other parent, it just, how a child is brought up is going to be 10 times harder. So we want to make everything as easy as possible for them. But when I say easy, I don't mean enabling them or doing things for them. We're trying to raise kids, and my son wants to own a business. My 15-year-old, he wants to give his younger brother a job. So like for us, it's more important to have good kids, strong men out in the world. And we don't have any hard feelings towards each other. We say we grew apart, but there's a lot of depth to that story. We've always been great work partners because we were both fitness managers for Bally's. Then we opened up our own studio, and that's basically been all that it's been in reference to like chemistry and stuff like that. I feel like that's something that was really always missing for us. And that also does have to do with what I had gone through. Like, I think my ex-husband was perfect for me because he didn't require a lot of affection. He didn't want a lot of attention. I didn't really want a lot of attention at that point in my life. And then I started to grow and come into my own and feel more comfortable in my own skin and come to peace with all the trauma. And then I started to realize the one piece that was missing. And that's part of the last 6 years of my marriage. I was managing 5 trainers that were working for us. I was doing the phone interviews for both of us. I was the face of the business. So I was doing YouTube videos, had my own business, and then like doing things with the kids. So it's like the last 5-6 years of our marriage, it's like I kind of felt even more detached and more knowing what I wanted in life with a partner. Because people have asked me, why'd you stay with him so long? And that was the reason. It's like I was just so busy, I couldn't even think about how maybe lonely I was. Maybe once every 6 months, I had a little glimpse of it. And then a lot happened when I moved out here to Vegas. I also didn't grow up with parents or cousins or aunts or anybody that really had a very affectionate and loving, and I'm going to say like hypersexual, like I can't wait to come home and like I wasn't around that. And then I would watch like cheesy rom-coms and I'd be like, is that the way it's supposed to be, or is that just TV? And then I met people here in Vegas. I met couples that I've known for years. And then I got to know them. I'm like, oh my God, that really is how a marriage is supposed to be. And then I wanted that. Then I was like craving the affection that I wasn't getting, but I wasn't ready for back then. So that's why like the best overview of it is that we kind of we grew into, maybe he stayed the same and I grew into somebody different, and or maybe he changed a little bit. So, but you know, at the end of the day, I think we're both very good people. We work really hard. We're good parents. We're very good business owners. We're going to be in business for a very long time together. And because it just works. Whether after our kids are 18, we're still, if he doesn't want to retire, I say, I'm going to do this until I can't train, which I plan on being jacked until I'm 80. So
there you go.
If he doesn't want to coach people, if he doesn't want to have the business with me, then I'll just keep doing my own thing. But otherwise, we're gonna own a studio together, and that's it.
I mean, it's great that you can make it work, but why aren't you? I guess the pivot question would be, why aren't y'all still together? I mean, no chance of reconciliation?
No, because we just like it's not. He's a very attractive man, but we just don't have that chemistry. Like, and I know for a fact. I know for a fact that he's not attracted to what I look like. So like this is what I won't want to put in a book, but I'm okay with having this out there. Like anytime I would ever ask him what does he love about me? It would always be my hard work. I'm like a dude. I got a good sense of humor, but it was never like, you're beautiful and you have like I know that he's not attracted to this. I like this manly-ish physique. I know he doesn't like big shoulders and a gorilla back. And
really,
yeah, he's like, he comes for like, he lived in Hawaii and he likes thicker women, thicker and softer. Like that's what I've always known was attracted to. And I was okay with that because we had, like I said, we had what worked, but emotionally and physically, it doesn't work for me anymore.
So he was attracted to you before your transformation?
I don't know if he ever really was. I think he was attracted to who I was, but not what I looked like. Because back when we first got together, I was 118, 118 pounds. I'm pushing 172 right now. So like I was skinny. So like we're talking about, he's used to like thick Samoan women.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, you are attracted, just so you know that you are.
Thank you.
You got a great physique.
Thank
you. IFBB Figure Pro. What made you stop competing? Will you start competing again?
All right.
Let me know.
So I only got on stage because I got back from having my son, and I did double days. I was on maternity leave for 2-3 months, and I lost like 51 pounds. Of course, some of that's child. And I came back as a fitness manager, and I was like peeled. I was like 135, and I put on exactly 35 pounds, and people were like, Jesus, you should do a show. You should show people that you could be in shape even after having a kid. So that inspired that. So I did my first show 9 months after I gave birth to my son. I won it. Then I stopped. Then we opened up our business in 2010. So my ex-husband's like, hey, for business reasons, why don't you do a show to attract, not necessarily attract, but like to inspire a different demographic? Because now you're not the fitness manager of a gym. Now we're business owners in the Bay Area. So then I did a show in 2011. I actually did quite a few shows in 2011. I wanted to win the overall. So I did a couple shows leading up to it. And then I shut it down. And then in 2015, we adopted my second son. And I don't know what it was, but we got back from Virginia, and it was the day we had him home. And I said, I want a new goal for myself. I want to put on weight. And that was when I hired my first coach, because I've always been my own coach. I got myself in remission. I have Crohn's disease and colitis. That was another thing. I wanted to show women you can be in shape even though you have medical conditions. So I hired my first coach in 2015, not wanting to get back on stage, just wanting to balance out, because I was always very upper body dominant and I wanted to have a more symmetrical physique. So I hired somebody, and then I got the itch. So I competed in 2015. Then I fired him because all he did was have me put on body fat, and then I lost it, and I was like smaller on stage than I was for the last couple shows. So I hired somebody else, and I worked with that guy for 4 years, and I competed in 2016, 17, and 18, all under that guy. I went to nationals twice. And the second time that I went to nationals, I did physique and figure, because he thought that my tattoos and everything were hurting me, and that maybe if I did physique, that they would give it to me, because maybe tattoos were making me less feminine. So we did that, and I ended up getting really sick before the show. And like 6 days before the show, I very easily could have just gone to the hospital and bailed on the show, but I'm a woman of my word, and if I say I'm going to do something, so I refused to go to the hospital. I have a picture of what I looked like. It was horrendous. I did the show and I got second place, but because I only did masters, I did not get my pro card. They only gave pro cards to masters first place. So then I shut it down. I launched a new product of mine that I had been working on for a year. And that was when I got my sponsorship with Blackstone. And PJ actually said to me, listen, I know you just did a show. You're this close. And he goes, so what I want to do is, I was an ambassador for like maybe 5 months, and he had been following me. And then I did the show. And then he's like, I want to pay for you. So we went live on Instagram, and he's like, you're a full sponsored athlete. I will pay for everything for the show. And I said, thank you. I cried. I got off the phone and I said, I love you, PJ, and thank you for the sponsorship, but I still don't want to compete. I want to launch my program. I want to focus on my business and my kids. And he's like, I respect that. And then that's been it. And then fast forward, I moved here. I hired Andy Velsich. He does a lot of training on the newbie, new fit. I've done a lot of research, but there was nobody in the Bay Area that did it. And I know that it's really good for your joints. And I could go into what it's really all about if you guys wanted to know, or if you wanted to know. But like, it was. So basically the newbie is designed, it's a neurological re-education system. So it was designed for people with MS that need to retrain their body how to function. Have better mind muscle connection. If you're recruiting 40% muscle fibers, when you are on the newbie, you're in the 80s to 90s. So bodybuilders were like, oh, well, that will help. It takes all the focus away from the joints and it'll help with hypertrophy. So, and it's not like a TENS unit. Like a TENS unit, your muscles fire more efficiently when you put that on. And then when you take it off, they don't. With the newbie, it's re-educating you. So if you use the newbie once a week, on the other days, your muscles are firing good because it's re-educating you. So I only do 1 day a week with Andy. So I trained with him 1 day a week for a year. And then my business was always busy, but I just got to a point where it's like I was doing more YouTube. And I'm like, listen, I have like 50 plus clients. I have 90 plus clients when I do a challenge because I take on 40 people. I don't want to think about my plan. I just want you to take over my nutrition. So I was doing my plan for the past like 4 years. I was eating like 3,500 calories. So Andy and I started pushing calories, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. 9,000 calories. And I was filming this too. Like I've done a couple videos of a try on haul. So with every meal, I would wear a different bathing suit. So we got to 9,000 and I said, Andy, I feel like I'm a cow grazing all day long. There's no quality of life. So he pulled my calories down to like 5,000. And all of a sudden I got like super peeled. Everything started popping. And then like every 3 weeks, my body was changing. I just looked super full. And I ran into Jay Cutler and Jay said, are you dieting for a show? And I'm like, no. And then he's like, I call bullshit. And then he's like, I keep seeing you like every couple weeks. And he goes, and you look leaner and leaner and leaner. And he's like, and then he pulls me over and he convinces me to get back on stage because he's like, you're an inspiration. At the time I was 45. He's like, you're 45 years old and you're in better with all your medical conditions. I have a herniation too. I've had knee problems. And he goes, you're in better shape than some of these youngsters. You got to show them. And he goes, and even though I know you don't want to coach people, you're building your brand, you're building your name. You're now not 7 certification certified Jenn. You're also IFBB pro. So I'm like, all right. So he convinced me and I prepped for 6 weeks. And I did the high roller. And then 8 weeks later, I did Masters USA. And then I kind of shut it down. So now for me, to answer your question, long drawn out.
That's right.
I want to enjoy life. And I'm not going to use the word easy because it's not easy. But because I live like this and I've been dieting for 23 years since I was diagnosed with Crohn's. I was diagnosed like 26 years ago. But I diet all the time. So it's not hard for me. Like I prep my food all the time. I only deviate from my plan if I'm given a refeed. And there's only like 2 things. I'll do like a burger, not even cheese. And I'll do like plain sushi. And I only do that if I need it or if it's instructed for me to do that. So like, I don't want to make my life that much harder to compete because there's obviously a lot more than goes into it than just dieting. I barely do any cardio right now, and I don't want to have to do any more cardio. And if I'm going to go away on a vacation, because I love my clients and I love what I do, I want to do something either with a boyfriend, which I don't have, or with my kids. So I don't want to go away 3 or 4 times a year because I'm competing in another state or another country. I want to go away to enjoy life. I've been busting my ass since I was 16 years old. So we're talking about 30 years, never really going on a vacation that I'm over it. And plus I don't want to coach people for shows. Right. So the only thing is that I got Jay buzzing in my ear again, telling me you should get on.
I agree.
Blow out some, like literally blow these figure girls out of the water. Try to get on the Olympia stage. You think you're trying to build your brand, even though you don't want to coach people. Now you're like Jenn Aguirre that was on the Olympia stage. So you'll have even more cred. So that's why I say there's like that much of a chance.
Okay, what's it gonna take?
I don't know. It would have to be something out here, maybe. I mean, I know Olympia's out here, but it would have to be like
it's a home game. It literally is a home game.
So it would have to be like a pro show that's out here that won't interfere too much in my life, and then I qualify for the Olympia. But I haven't done enough research because I didn't really even start thinking about this until I did a YouTube video with Jay Cutler doing a leg day, and that was a couple months ago. And then he got back in my head.
There's a show in Anaheim.
That's close. That's where I got my pro card is in Anaheim.
So there you go.
So
I don't know what the date of it is. Okay, well,
we'll see.
Hopefully, keep me posted.
Oh, I will.
That would be breaking news. And when you look at the figure based on what Jay Cutler told you, what's your take on the figure division? I mean, aside from the top three, see Gillian.
That's my thing, is that I don't think I fit in a category anymore. Like even Jay and Andy, they're like, I think you're more physique. But I don't know if I want to do physique. I don't want peeled glutes. I like that I get to wear heels. I don't know if I want to learn I did the physique once. I don't want to have a routine and all the different poses. And, I think that there are a lot of female bodybuilders and physique girls that are extremely feminine, but this is like, so, and I don't want to fit into a category at the end of the day. Like, I don't need to go on stage and then have some judge, no offense to any of the judges, come on and I type an email out and then they're like, well, you need to get this bigger and this smaller and that fuller and that rounder. I'm like, no, I need to do what I want to do. So like, I would much rather fit into the superhero category than anything else. That's another reason why I don't want to know because I don't know if I have a chance.
So you think the figure category is the superhero category?
No, I'm saying I want to look like a superhero.
You do.
And
you're Amazon.
That's in between. It's like figure, but then it's like in between, and they don't have that category. So who knows?
Okay. Well, hopefully you reconsider. I saw some of your recent photo shoots, and you definitely got the back and legs. I mean, I don't. I'm not a coach, I'm not a trainer, but I'm just saying. Well, I ask you this: how long would it take you to get show ready?
Literally a couple weeks.
Okay. So you got all kinds of options. We're just about to hit the middle of the season.
And I told Andy, if I do decide, it'll be, I just tell you, this is what I have. Don't even talk to me about it, because that's another thing with me. It's like, I love the process so much that when I feel like I'm working, like when people are like, oh, you dieting for a show? I'm like, no, this is just what I do. Like, I like it. But when somebody's like, oh, are you dying for the show? I'm like, yeah, I got one in 5 weeks. I don't really like saying that. So like, I don't want it to feel like work. And when it is towards that, it feels like work. So there's this totally different mindset. If I'm getting ready to leave my house to go kill it in the gym for no purpose at all, but just to see what the hell I'm capable of, I'm so much more motivated than I got to leave the gym to go to the gym today because it's my this day and I'm 5 weeks out from a show. It's just a totally different mindset for me.
Got you. All right. So I'm gonna contact Chelsea Dion and say, hey, Chelsea, well,
we're doing legs.
We're gonna
do
you
legs.
Work out a lot, and that's great. I've seen. That's a great workout partner.
Yeah.
Do you like working out with a partner, or you like being in the gym on your own, just killing it?
When I first started training, I always liked being by myself. And I used to say, I don't like I don't like wondering if my gym partner is going to be on time or what mood they're going to be in, or if they're going to feel like pushing. So I always liked working out by myself. And then I worked out with Kristen Graham, which is another athlete for Blackstone Labs. We did like a competition for Blackstone Labs a few years back. And then we worked out another day. And then I was like, oh my God, I really pushed myself having somebody else there. And I've never really done it with anybody else. So then I really enjoyed it. So now it's like most of the time I'm with somebody. So I work out with this girl, this other girl, Michelle, who's an IFBB pro in physique. I work out with my friend Eric, who's a bodybuilder, and then I work out with Chelsea, and when Andy trains me. So it's like having those workouts, like I even like sometimes working out with guys better than girls, but the fact that I have these two badass women, Chelsea and my friend Michelle, it's like,
yes,
I love that because it's like I train like a guy, and not a lot of
yeah.
girls train the way that I train. So I do like
Love
working
it.
out with a partner now.
You are great at marketing, and I saw that in your YouTube channel, the stuff that you do with Blackstone Labs. How do you help, or what would be a young competitor that's just coming up, got their pro card? How do you help them market on social media, the do's and don'ts? What would you say to them?
So I did learn this from many marketing coaches throughout the years, and then PJ. I'm gonna be honest with you, PJ would always give me tips. So a lot of what I do is I do like I rotate my social media. Like I'll do like a photo shoot one, then I'll do a workout one, then I'll do like a nice dress one. In my stories, I do a little bit of everything, and this is one thing that I learned from a coach probably about over a decade ago. On my stories, I'm very active on my stories, and I do everything. So it's like I don't want to be sell because then that's all I'm doing. So I do a combination. It's like it's my workout, then it's check out my breakfast with Glycolog from Blackstone Labs. I just did my cardio, check out my waist trainer from Squeeze Me Skinny, and then I am on the computer doing emails, and then I pick up my kids and we're dancing in the car and joking around. So then it's a little bit, they're really getting to know, love, and trust me. Then I answer my DMs. Like I'm checking my phone, I'm checking message requests, and people are very blown away with, I mean, I have a decent following, 70 something thousand followers. And
you have a great following. Yeah.
And I answer people within 24 hours. And if they ask me questions about supplements, I voice note and I respond back to them. So I would just say, like, be consistent, and find your flow and get them involved in your life. And my favorite compliment that I get from people is that they love that I'm exactly the same in person as I am on social media. Like nothing is fluffed at all. Like I act like an idiot on social media and on YouTube and all that other stuff. And I'm the same way when I'm in person.
That's great.
That's what I would say. It's really obvious when people are faking it or when they're like reading from a prompt or whatever. So like, again, try to be as authentic as possible.
Yeah. And love the YouTube channel. You in the hot tub, you and I don't know who you was with, but I was like, okay, she's in the hot tub. And you went back the other day. So, I mean, it's great interaction. You got a strong channel and you got good balance between social media, YouTube and stuff. So I think it's great. People can learn a lot from it. I know I do in watching what you do.
Thank you.
What's coming up with Blackstone Labs? Do you have any new products coming out? How do you get approached by sponsors? You mentioned Squeeze Me Skinny, Blackstone Labs. How do people get sponsors out there from the big boys like the Mutants and the?
How does other people get a sponsorship?
Yeah. What's the approach there? Did they approach you, or what's this? You have to have something to sell.
I actually helped a couple of my friends get a sponsorship with, well, not full sponsorship, because here's the thing, at the end of the day, you are there to make money for the company. So don't forget that. So what I did was, I pride myself on being very authentic and genuine, like I said. So I've been using Blackstone Labs products for 8 years, but they didn't have an ambassador program. As soon as they did, I started promoting their products, but I wasn't a sponsored athlete. And then I started, of course, making them good money. I'm writing all the products in my plans to my clients. I'm constantly pitching. If I have what I'm supposed to do, X number of posts, X number of stories, I go above and beyond that. Like I'm an overachiever when it comes to everything. Squeeze Me Skinny, I've been using her products like 6 months longer than I was using Blackstone's, and I tried 3 other companies before I used hers. So I'm genuinely using the products, and then I reach out to the company and I ask them if they have any ambassador programs, and then I make them money so that they want to sponsor me. So I have a sponsorship with Squeeze Me Skinny, a sponsorship with Blackstone. That's my main one. Then I'm an ambassador where I get a code for like a treadmill that I have here, like a little base treadmill, for the X bands, for now a bikini suit company. Why I don't compete, but and
you're gonna need that probably soon.
Well, they made me one. It's on the way. So, so basically what I do is like, I'm constantly rotating my post, but then throwing a little bit of life of my own life in there. So like the best thing that they can do is find a way where they can constantly be mentioning it. Even in my YouTube videos, it's like, oh, all the information is in the description below. And then I'm plugging, you know, all the different sponsors. So if somebody is like, oh, I ate my breakfast with my Glycolog, then they know they can get Glycolog with my code and they get a discount. So it's like the best thing that they could do is reach out to the company, try it. Like obviously be somebody that uses those products. I was two nutrition companies, I won't say their names, reached out to me before I was a sponsored athlete for Blackstone. And I just, they offered me money and I wasn't getting paid by Blackstone, but I love Blackstone's products and I was waiting it out. So just think constantly how you can make them money. People can see if you're being fake. So be genuine. Do you really use the products? And obviously find like good companies that do that. Not everybody does. I have reached out to a couple companies and they don't really have an ambassador. Like I reached out to Iron Rebel and they don't really have an ambassador program anymore unless they just don't want me. But so
I find that hard to believe. That's not true. They just don't have a program yet.
So that's the advice that I would give. Just find ways to promote the product so that at the end of the day, you're making them money and then they want you to be part of the team.
Right. And like you say, you got to believe in the product because people will pick up on the fake, you know?
Yeah.
And you do a great job with them. So
thank you.
All the best. So you mentioned that you're single. I find that hard to believe.
Listen,
so what's going on?
Men do not talk to me.
Why? Are they intimidated?
Okay, so anything that I'm about to say is not from my mouth. It's from some of my guy and girlfriends, more my guy friends, because I'm like a dude. So I'm close with a lot of guys. And I have quite a few guy friends that have made comments to me about like why it's happening. So in the 3 years that I've been single, I've had like 3 boyfriends. 2 of the boyfriends, I had to spit game at them. I partly think that that's the reason why it didn't work out because I'm used to being the aggressor. And I also think that people judge me. Like yes, I'm alpha because I am all I have right now. But when I'm in a relationship, I am not alpha. I am very much I want to take care of my man. I don't want to dominate. I don't want to tell them and be bossy. And so like, I think that people assume that. I think because of how heavy I lift and the fact that I make decent money and I own my own house and I own my own car, it's like they think that they have to either match up, even though I have had some of my guy friends say, you know, don't settle, like you should be with a man that's basically at your level. But that was never really anything important to me. But I also like, I don't know if I could be with, and I don't know if a man could be with me if I can outlift them.
Really?
So I don't care. I really don't. I mean, you need to work out. You need to have the discipline. If I'm just as strong as you in the gym and we're hitting legs together, I don't care. I want to have fun. I want somebody that's got a good sense of humor. I need an extrovert-ish. You don't need to be really out there like I am, but I definitely need somebody that, because I'm social and because I'm on the internet, that is something that I've never had. So like I want somebody that can share in that. Again, they don't have to be on camera every single time. And I'm a simple woman. Like I just want somebody that's got a good work ethic and that doesn't expect anything from me, like meaning like to take care of them financially.
No. Red flag. Nope.
So, I mean, and that's it. And I do think that I'm intimidating. I've had many guy friends, and they said that it's like, I'm a rare breed of, you know, being somebody at my age, owning a business, owning a house, making good money, having $1 million. I'm very busy. And it's like, and then people think that I don't want to be approached. Like I actually don't mind being approached. It's funny because I've also been on this Dr. Mike Israetel on the Renaissance Periodization channel. I've been on his channel multiple times. And the last like 5 videos is he's trying to pimp me out to get me a date. So But, you know, nobody
Yeah.
talks to me. I've had a couple guys drop in my DM, but I also don't really want to date anybody that's not here unless
Right.
it just
It's not
happens.
there in Vegas. Yeah. You don't want a
Yeah.
long distance relationship.
Yeah, unless it's like legit, there's a chance. I can't move anywhere, but if there's
Right.
like a chance and they make the effort, I just feel like there's also there's not a lot of urgency with men these days. Like, do you want to take me off the market? Do you, you know, do you just think it's I mean, I'm saying all this, but technically at the end of the day, I still am single at
Right.
now going on 4 years, almost 4 years divorced. So I don't know.
What's the best?
I'm not a nagging woman.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, I'm not into like material things. I don't need you to buy shit for me. I mean, I like flowers and things that girls like, but I just want to have fun and no drama. And I don't, yeah. So that's it.
Yeah.
Go. What were you going to ask?
What's the best line you ever heard?
I haven't really heard a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't really heard a lot of lines, and I've only had 2 people come up to me in person and ask me out. One that might be watching this, so I don't want to say how that went, but we're still very close. And then another guy was like, "Oh, the second and only other guy that's ever hit on me." It was so cheesy. It was like all up in I was sitting on the calf raise and he was like all up in my face and I think he called me mommy and I couldn't.
In the gym in the middle of your workout.
Yeah. But here's the thing. That's the only place that I really am. I'm either at my private studio. I don't even leave the house to go food shopping. I Instacart. That's how lazy I am. So the only place for somebody to really hit on me is in the gym. So I have a decal on my car. The last guy I started chatting with, he saw my decal. He started following me. I followed him back. And then I slipped in his DM and I said, "Was it you that I saw at the gym?" And then now, you know, we chat every now and then, but he also doesn't live here. So
that's great.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't want to keep you too long. Really appreciate you coming on, Jen. Hopefully we'll talk again. How are we going to set up this photo shoot though?
Oh, yeah, I'm in. You just got to let me know. Listen, I have boundaries when it comes to things. The only boundary that I have is that it has to be on a Saturday morning. It can't interfere with too much. So like, just like I'm doing this with you, I could do, usually when I do my photo shoots with Jimmy, it's like once every 6-7 weeks and it's on a Saturday. It's either at my studio or at some location or whatnot. But Saturday morning, and I like to get it over with early so that I can only have like one meal in my stomach so that my stomach looks flat.
I hear that a lot. You look best first thing in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already up for like 6 hours because I get up at 3, but like I'll work. I usually don't do cardio on photo shoot days, and then I get my makeup done at my house, and then boom, I'll be ready to go.
You ready to go?
You can ask any photographer, I'm fast. We got like 6 outfits. We could bang that out in 90 minutes.
There you go. You're going to have to get to North Carolina because I don't know when I'm trying to get to the Olympia, but you know, y'all so far away, man, in Vegas.
I know. I'm actually going back to New York to visit my family, and my cousin lives in North Carolina, but I'm going back the day after my birthday. I'm going to New York.
Okay, when is that?
July. My birthday's on July 8th. I'm going to get to New York on July 9th, and I come back home on the 15th.
Okay, we got to get you to North Carolina. We'll talk off.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to let you go. Give me your last thoughts on the industry. What do you think is going on? What do you feel competitors should be looking for just starting out? Are we going in the right direction, I guess is my question.
I guess the best advice even that because I really don't follow a lot of what's going on in the industry just because of the kind of coach that I am. But I guess what I would like to end this with is advice. And it's just who I am. Like I'm a mom at heart, even before I had kids. Like my best advice that I can give to competitors is please do it for the right reason, because I've seen too many people that either stop competing or their health isn't good or they're off season. They look a hot mess. And I think that if you love the process, it'll be a healthy process. And and with a lot of the deaths that there have been in the industry over just the past 5 to 10 years, it's like people's healths are declining because of everything that they're doing to kind of like match or one up. And then all that they're doing or not doing in between during the off season. So I guess that's the best in reference to the industry. I would just say do it for the right reason. Don't do it to get in shape. At a higher level, just please take care of yourself. And that's it.
Jenn Aguirre, thanks. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.